Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Lesson number 29. Alhamdulillah, we completed all of it. And now we have a complete summary of the verbs, which is called aqsamul fi'l. Qismun, and the plural of qismun is aqsamun. And as we know, this is mudaf ilayh. So this is aqsamul fi'li. That means the kinds of the verb, okay? So as we know that we have discussed them all in detail, and now inshallah, you should be confident enough to know about all of them, and you should be able to understand all of them as well. So this one should take kasra because it's aqsamul fi'li. As we know here, al-fi'lu, this is a summary of everything that we have completed so far, and this is also the part of lesson number 29. So we know that the verb can be past, al-madi, it can be present, al-mudari'u, al-marfu'u. So as we know that the present tense can be marfu', and it can be mansub, and it can be majzoom. We know that a noun can be marfu'. For example, we say Muhammadun, and a noun can be mansub like Muhammadan, and a noun can be majroor, Muhammadin. The difference between the verb and the noun is that in the verb we have al-marfu', which is like with dhamma, al-mansub, which is with fatha, but we don't have al-majroor, we have al-majzoom. And al-majzoom jazm means cut off, like something that has been chopped, as we know that. And we know that lam is a harf that will chop the mudari, right? So we have al-mudari, so past, and then we have present. In present, we have al-marfu'u, wal-mansubu, wal-majzumu, and then we have fi'lul amr, as we know that, making a command to someone. A fi'lul nahi is not included in the family of the verb. The ulama or the grammarians, they say that there are only 3 types of the verb, which is the past and the present and the fi'lul amr, which is the command. However, a nahi is also called fi'lul nahi. So first of all, we have as-salimu. Can you please tell me what is meant by as-salimu? Yes, anyone over there? As-salimu. Okay, sound. What is meant by sound? That means it does not have hamza, it does not have tashdid, and it does not have any of the weak letters, yani waw or ya. So if it doesn't have hamza, if it doesn't have tashdid, and if it doesn't have waw and ya, then we call it salim. As we can see here, kataba doesn't have hamza, it doesn't have tashdid, and it doesn't have waw or ya. So that's why it is called as-salim. We call it as-salim, okay? Kataba is the past tense. The present tense is yaktubu. Al-mudari, al-mansub will be lan yaktuba. We know that when we use harf lan or lam al-ta'lil, or when we use lam al-ta'lil and harf lan and an, then dhamma changes into fatha. So it has changed into fatha. And when we use the majzoom, when we use lam or when we use la an-nahiya, then it changes. Or when we use lamma, then it becomes jazim, yani the ending becomes sakin, as we can see here. So when we say lan, it means will not, and lam means did not. Please remember that. Lan means will not, and lam means did not. So lam yaktub, and fi'l al-amr will be uktub, yani you write. So lan yaktuba, he will not write. Lam yaktub, he didn't write. And uktub, you write. So this is fi'l al-amr. So we have the past and the present, and in present we have al-marfu' with dhamma, al-mansub with fatha, and al-majzum with jazm, and then we have fi'l al-amr, which is uktub. And why we have uktub, why we have dhamma here? We have dhamma.
Because the third letter has dhamma, Ustad, and it is on the scale of nasara.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. We should know that it should be on the scale of nasara yansuru. This is the easiest way to know about it, but sometimes this rule will not be applicable. So we must not go by this all the time. When we see dhamma here, the chances are that we will have dhamma here. But then we have the derived forms of the verb where we can have dhamma over here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we will have dhamma as well. However, in the thulathi abwab, the verbs that have 3 root letters, then it is applicable that if you see dhamma here, then we will put dhamma here. That's number 1. And number 2, we know that this is from bab nasara yansuru. Nasara yansuru, kataba yaktubu, they are the same. Then we have al-mahmuz. Mahmuz means a verb that has hamza as a part of the root letter. When hamza is the part of the root letter, we call it mahmuz. Okay, now please remember that hamza can be the part of the root letter, but alif cannot be a part of the root letter, and you know that. What is the difference between alif and hamza? Alif is always empty, and hamza always have a haraka on it. It always have a haraka on it, whereas alif is always empty. Empty means it doesn't have anything on it. For example, this is alif. If we put it fatha on it, then it changes into hamza. If we put kasra on it, it changes into hamza. If we put dhamma on it, it changes into hamza. Even if we put sakin on it, it changes into hamza. So please remember that. So in al-mahmuz, it can be, hamza can be in the beginning of the first part of the root letter. So it can be the first root letter, as we can see here, akala. So hamza is the first root letter. So this is called al-mahmuz al-fa, al-mahmuz al-fa, because hamza is in the kalima of fa, ain lam, so it is in the place of fa. Akala ya'kulu, and when we use lan, it will be lan ya'kula, and when we use lam, it will be lam ya'kul. And fi'l al-amr kul is, it doesn't follow the rules of making fi'l al-amr. So we have to remember that kul, mur, and khud, 3 verbs, they do not follow the pattern of making fi'l al-amr. So kul for 1, kula for 2, and kulu for many. Kulu washrabu wala tasrafu, right? Kulu. So kul, kula, kulu, kuli, kula, and kulna. So you can memorize it. It's not difficult. Akala ya'kulu, la ya'kula, lam ya'kul, and kul, you eat. Then we have hamza as second root letter. This is called mahmuzul ain. Mahmuzul ain. So it is sa'ala, yas'alu. Sa'ala, he asked. Yas'alu, he asks. Lan yas'ala, he will not ask. Lam yas'al, he didn't ask. And is'al, is'al, you ask. And we know that this verb has 2 fi'l al-amr. It can be also sal as well. Seen and lam, sal. Sal normally comes in the beginning of the sentence, whereas is'al can come in the beginning or the middle or the, depending on its situation. Whereas normally sal, normally it comes in the beginning of the ayah of the Quran. Sal bani Isra'ila, like this, it comes in the beginning of the verse. So it has 2 fi'l al-amr, is'al and sal, both of them are used in the Quran. So this is called mahmuzul fa, this is called mahmuzul ain, and this is called mahmuzul lam, because we have hamza as the 3rd root letter, as we can see here. Qara'a, past, he read. Yaqra'u, he reads.
He reads. Lan yaqra,
he will not read. Lam yaqra, he did
not read.
And iqra, you read. Yeah, read. Excellent. So this is fi'l al-amr. Okay, so this is mahmuz. And after that we have muda'af. If you remember, we discussed about this yesterday, that when the second and the third root letter are the same, then they are merged and we put a tashdid on that, and that process is called idgham. We merge them and we put a tashdid on that. Mudaf, most of the verbs in mudaf come on the pattern of nasara yansuru, as we can see here. Adda, ya'uddu, adda, he counted, ya'uddu, he counts. Lan ya'udda, he will not count. Lam ya'udda, he didn't count.
He did not count. He did
and
not
udda, you count. Yeah, so you can see here, whenever we have harf lan or lam or fi'l al-amr, dhamma changes into fatha. Dhamma changes into fatha. Okay, excellent. Then we have on the pattern of sami'a yasma'u. Sami'a yasma'u, so it's shamima yashma'u, it changes into shamma yashummu. Shamma, he smelled. Yashummu, he smells.
It is yashammu, Ustad, you're telling yashummu?
Yashammu, yeah, it should be yashammu. I'm used to yashummu because, as I said, it comes on both. So when I learned it with the pattern of shamma yashummu. Subhanallah, you see, this is how it is. Like first time when we learn something, whether we learn right or wrong, it becomes the part of the memory.
Yeah. It's very difficult to change.
Yes. So that's why I always encourage my students to start learning Fusha. Don't learn the broken Arabic, because that is useless. That doesn't help. Our target is not to be able to go to the shop and talk to someone. Even if we go and talk to someone, that doesn't hurt, but then our Arabic will be ruined, and we don't want to do that. So shamma, yashammu, shamma, he smelled, yashammu, he smells. Lan yashamma, he will not smell. Lam yashamma, he didn't smell. Shamma, you smell. And it can also come on the pattern of daraba yadribu, if you remember, I told you, like farra yafirru, dalla yadillu, jadda yajiddu. Do you remember the verb jadda yajiddu?
Yes, to be serious and also jadda.
Excellent, yeah. To be serious or to do something like with all the, attention and with all the focus. And we have jiddan, you remember? Jadda yajiddu, jiddan, yeah? That means very. Yeah, jiddan, very or extremely. So jadda, and then he struggled or he worked hard. Yajiddu, he works hard. Lan yajidda, he didn't work hard. He will not work hard. Lam yajidda, he didn't work hard. And jidda, you work hard. Okay. So salim is number one. Then we have mahmuz. When a verb has hamza as one of the root letters, it can be the first root letter or the second or the third. And then we have al-mudaf, where we have...
So he has given all the three scales, Ustad, on the scale of Nasara, Samia, and Daraba.
And Daraba, yes, that's right.
This is in the book, Ustad?
In the book, exactly.
Okay.
And here we have also learned akala, we have learned it. And then we have also learned sala, and we have also learned qara'a. So this is called mahmuz al-fa, mahmuz al-ain, and mahmuz al-lam. And now in mudaf or muda'af, both of them are okay. So we have daraba yadrib, nasara yansuru, adda ya'uddu. Then we have fataha yaftahu, shamma yashammu. And then we have daraba yadribu, jadda yajiddu. Sami'a yasma'u. Do you remember the point about sami'a yasma'u?
Yes, on the sixth, what is that? The sixth
form of the verb, yeah.
Form of the verb, it changes into a kasra.
Kasra, because we know that samia means it should be shamima, yeah. And shamima, it changes into shamma, and in mudaf, kasra changes into fatha.
Because you said that what is that?
Past
tense cannot have a kasra, so it has changed into a fatha.
Yeah, the third root letter or the. As we know,
and the first and the third root letter are mabni.
They are mabni al-fath, yeah. So that's why it should be shamma. It cannot be shammi or shammu. No, the past tense doesn't have dhamma or kasra in the end. It always has fatha in the end. Please remember that. As you can see here, kataba always fatha, akala fatha, sala, qara'a, adda, shamma, and jadda. So it is mabni al-fath. What do we call it?
Yes,
mabni al-fath. Okay.
Fa'il madi mabni al-fath.
Yes. Then we have mu'tal, and I hope you remember mu'tal. Mu'tal means when one of the root letters
Changes.
has waw or ya. Yeah, when it has waw or ya, that is called mu'tal. Yeah, and in mu'tal we have mu'talul fa, which is called al-mithal. In al-mithal we have waw or ya as the first root letter. However, the Sheikh has discussed only about the waw as the first root letter because this is the most common one. And the change that takes place, do you remember the change that takes place in mu'tal? So in mithal, in past tense, no change takes place. Past tense, no change takes place. Waqafa, waqafa, waqafu, waqafat, up to waqafna, it goes like this.
In the present tense, the foul kalima gets dropped, I guess.
Yeah, so the waw gets dropped. So instead of yawqifu, it has changed into yaqifu.
Yaqif.
Yaqifu, yeah. Yaqifu, okay, so it has changed into, the waw gets dropped. That is the only change that you need to remember, that in the mudari, the waw gets dropped. So it is yaqifu. Now you see here 1, 2, 3. We have 3 letters. Normally we should have 4. We should have 4. So that means 1 letter has been dropped. And then we have lan yaqifa, as we know that dhamma changes into fatha. And we know that when we put lam, then the ending becomes sakin. So it becomes lam yaqif, and fi'l al-amr will be qif.
Just drop the lamatul mudari.
That's right, lamatul mudari, and the ending will be sakin already. So it changes into qif, yani you stop. Waqifa, waqafa, he stopped. Yaqifu, he stops. Lan yaqifa, he will not stop. Lam yaqif, he didn't stop. And qif, you stop. Yeah, and it also means waqafa yaqifu, to stand as well. To stand, okay? It can be translated as well. Okay, then we have mu'tallul ayn, which is ajwaf. And in ajwaf, we know that there is ajwaf wawi and ajwaf ya'i. Yeah. So in ajwaf wawi, that means waw will be the second letter. Yeah, it is. So this one is basically qawala. And after the changes, it has changed into qala. And the present tense will be yaqulu. So he said, he says, lan yaqula, he will not say. Lam yaqul, he didn't say. And qul, you say. Right? Excellent. So we have, this is called mu'tallul ayn, and it is called ajwaf wawi. Ajwaf wawi. And then we have the example of ajwaf ya'i. Excellent. And how do we know that this is ajwaf ya'i?
We have to change it into the present tense so that we will know what is.
Yeah, from the present tense, we will most probably we will come to know from the present tense. So when we see that there is a ya over there, so that means this is baja'a yabiyu, and we know that alif cannot be the part of the root letter. That means either there was waw or there was ya. So we can expect that there was either waw or ya, and then we know that from the mudari, most of the times we will be able to know that if it is waw, it will come out, and if it is ya, it comes out as well. Ba'a, he sold. Yabi'u, he sells. Lam yabi'a, he will not sell. Lam yabi', he didn't sell. And bi', you sell. Yeah. So this is ajwaf ya'i. What about nama yanamu?
Nawama.
Excellent. Yeah. So it's nawema, samia, nawema yanamu, nama yanamu. So this is also ajwaf wawi. Ajwaf wawi, and we know that it comes either on the pattern of nasara yansuru or it comes on the pattern of samia yasma'u. Okay, so it is nawema yanamamu, nama yanamu, and nama.
So when it comes on the scale of samia, it will change into alif, Ustad?
Yeah, that's right, because alif comes with the fatha. They are compatible. So this one, it will be a little bit difficult to figure out from the present tense, from the past tense, but from the present tense we can figure out, because in nasara yansuru we will see dhamma, but in samia yasma'u we will see alif, as you can see here. So this will tell us that this is not from nasara yansuru, and if it is not from nasara yansuru, that means it is from samia yasma'u.
Can you please repeat it once again, Ustad? I'm not clear with this.
Yeah, from nasara yansuru we will see waw over here, yaqulu, waw over here. However, in nama yanamu, samia yasma'u, we will not see waw over there. We don't see waw over there, okay? So
So
then
any
we,
mudare form which has alif in it, so we have to replace it with alif in the
with waw. Yeah, because we should know that this is Samia
we will
Yasma.
like trace out the root letter should be alif, is it? Something
Yeah,
like
wow.
that.
Alif can never
Wow,
be the
yeah,
part of the root
yeah,
letter.
that's what in the root letter it will be like
Wow.
wow.
Wow,
And,
yeah.
but in the present tense, it will not be replaced by wow or yeah.
Exactly. It won't be replaced because it is yanwa mu, and we know that when there is a fatha before alif or waw or ya, then they change into alif. So that's why it has changed into alif. So when you see waw over there, you straight away know that this is bab nasara yansuru.
Okay.
And if you don't see waw over there, if you see alif over there, then you can figure out that this is from bab samia yasma. Okay, because if it is from, if it has ya over there, then it is alif ya, it's easy to figure out because ya will come back, yeah?
Okay.
But if we don't see ya over there, and if we don't see waw over there, that means it has waw as a root letter. However, it is not from nasara yansuru, it is from samia yasma'u.
Okay, it's closed.
Okay, excellent. And then we move on to mu'tal lam. Mu'tal lam means an-naqis. An-naqis, yeah?
The
And we know
ending is
naqis is also either it will be naqis wawi or naqis yai.
naqis yai.
And we know naqis yai is more common, and naqis wawi has only one or two patterns, whereas naqis yai has many patterns. So the first one is masha yamshi. It was basically, what was it basically?
Mashaya.
Mashaya yamshiyu, right? So I changed it to masha yamshi, and we know that this is alif al maqsura. So this is masha yamshi. And when we use masha, he walked, yamshi, he walks, and lam yamshiya, he will not walk, and lam yamshi, he didn't walk. And as you can see here, the ya has been dropped because of lam, so only sheen is remained over there. And then we have, or remains over there, and then we have fi'l al-amr, imshi, walk. Masha yamshi, what is the pattern? Do you remember the pattern? On which bab is this? Daraba yadribu. Mashaya yamshiyu. Daraba yadribu. Excellent. Okay, then we have Nasiya yansa. Nasiya should be easy to figure out. Samiya yasma'u.
Samia.
Yeah, excellent. Nasiya yansa. So here, no change will take place because we know that there is no reason why we should change or make any change. However, this one was yansayu, and yansayu has changed into yansa. So this is alif maqsura.
Because
Okay.
it is preceded by a fatha. So we
Fatha,
have
that's right. And then the waw will be dropped, simply waw will be dropped, okay? So it changes into yansa. Okay, now you see here, we know that when we have alif maqsura, please
It cannot
remember that
accept
alif
either.
maqsura does not accept any haraka. Excellent. So there should be fatha over here.
fatha muqaddara.
Muqaddara. Muqaddara means hidden. It means hidden, okay? So there is fatha over here, but we cannot put fatha over there because alif maqsura does not accept any haraka. So that's why it is called fatha al-muqaddara. That means hidden fatha. It will not, and this is the only muqam in Arabic language or in the verbs where the fatha will not be placed because alif maqsura does not accept any haraka. So we cannot say lan yansaya. That will be wrong. It will be because we know that when we have ya and there is fatha before it, then it changes into standing fatha. We know that. That's why we cannot put fatha over here. So it will be lan yansa. Clear? And when we put lam, we know that the ya gets dropped or the alif maqsura gets dropped. So what is remained over there, or what remains over there is seen, lam yansa, and fi'l al-amr will be insa. And why we have kasra here? Because this is not from bab
In the
nasara
scale of
yansuru.
samia.
Yeah, and it is not from bab nasara yansuru. This is daraba and this is samia. Then we have on the pattern of fataha yaftahu. So naha yanha, nahaya yanhayu, and it changes into naha yanha. So also here we have alif maqsura, and that's why alif maqsura will not accept any haraka on that. So it is naha, he forbade, yanha, he forbids, lan yanha, he will not forbid. Lam yanha, he didn't forbid. Inha, you forbid. Okay. So you again see here, when we use harfilan, we don't put any haraka on that. But when we put lam, yeah, but when we put lam, then the alif maqsura gets dropped and it changes into regular ha. So what is left behind is ha, so it changes into ha. And similarly, fi'l al-amr will be in ha. Again, we cannot put dhamma over here because this is on the pattern of fataha yaftahu. So al-mu'tallul lam, which is naqis ya'i, comes, most of the verbs come on the pattern of daraba yadribu, which is masha yamshi. And the verb that we discussed is hada yahdi, if you remember, hada yahdi. Then we have nasiya yansa, it is on the pattern of samiya yasma'u. And then we have fataha yaftahu, which is naha yanha. So this is naqis ya'i. Naqis wawi, we have discussed only one verb, which is da'awa yad'u. And after the changes, it changes into da'a yad'u. He prayed or he called. And when we use harfilan, then fatha will be shown over there because waw can accept fatha. Lan yad'uwa, he will not call. Lam yad'u, he didn't call. And urdu, you call or you pray. And you know over here that fatha is retained over here, whereas when we use lam, then the waw gets dropped. When we drop waw, then what is left over there is only ain. And similarly, ain is left over there. So this is what we have discussed so far. The last thing, we know about it, but we didn't discuss about it. It is called al-lafif. Lafif means something that is wrapped up or something rolled up. When you roll something, like, you know, like
it's lafifa. We call it as a lafifa envelope, right?
Yes. And also like in Amiya, they say lif yamin, lif yasar, that means take right, take left, okay? So lafif means a verb that has two weak root letters. A verb that has two weak root letters. Maqroon means something that is nearby. Yeah, maqroon from qarn, from qarn, yani something that is nearby. So qarin and maqroon, something that is nearby. So as you can see here, we have two weak letters. So we have waw and ya. We have waw and ya, and both of them are the part of the root letter, but both of them are weak. Waw is weak and ya is weak, so that's why we call it lafif, maqroon. And why we say maqroon? Because they are nearby. There's no distance between them, right? So we have wa and ya, they are together. Kawa yakwi and lan yakwiya, he will not iron. Lam yakwi, he didn't iron. And ikwi, you iron. And then we have al-mafruq from farq. That means to separate two things, yeah. So now we can see here that waw and ya are separated.
Fa and lam kalima.
Yeah, fa and lam kalima are separated. So the first and the third root letter are separated. And there is something in between them. That's why we call them lafif mafruq. So waqa yaqi. So it's basically waqaya yaqiyu, and then it changes into waqa yaqi. Waqaya yaqiyu. It will be
something like honesty, Ustad, is it?
No, to save, to protect.
Waqa, okay.
Yes, waqa yaqi. And then we have lan yaqiya, he will not protect. Lam yaqi, he didn't protect. And fi'l al-amr is qi, you protect.
It comes in the ayah wa waqahumullahu sharra dhalika al-yawm.
Or when we say waqina adhab an-nar, yeah, waqina. So qi, you, and na as waqina adhab an-nar, you protect us from the hellfire. Yeah. So this is called the smallest fi'l al-amr in Arabic language. It's only one letter, but this is complete fi'l al-amr. Qi, dual will be qiya, and plural will be qu. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara.
I think this is in tahrim, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
qu will be qaf, waw, alif, Ustad.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. So protect yourselves and your family members from the hellfire. So that means it's very, very important that if we are learning, we are trying to learn Arabic or Quran, we must engage our family members, our brothers, sisters, kids, and parents, husbands, all of us. We have to include them. Husbands means all the sisters and the brothers together. So we have to include them so that we are responsible for ourselves, and we are also responsible for our family members. And they come first, by the way. That's why we have to start from our family. So you have to protect yourselves first, and then the family members, and then the relatives, and then the people in like your area, and then everywhere in the world. If we can do that, inshallah, we must always try and make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to include us among those who try their best to protect themselves and their family members from the hellfire. Lafif, inshallah, maybe by the end of this book or by the end of this lesson, maybe some other time, we will discuss about this. Kawayakwi, you have already learned about it, and you know how to make the present and the past and the present. Waqayaqi and waliya yali. You remember? Yali, iqra yali. So inshallah.
Yeah, what is following?
Yeah, so inshallah we will discuss sometimes when we get some time about al-lafif maqroon and al-lafif al-mafruq. And the reason why I avoid it and the Sheikh avoided, because it with the lots of terminology, it becomes heavier. So that's why. But now, inshallah, we took everything one by one. So I do believe that you should be able to know what is meant by as-salim, what is meant by mahmuz, what is meant by muda'af, and then we mithal, ajwaf, and naqis.
Start for
Yes.
Sa'ala, it is sil or sal?
Sal,
Ustad?
yes.
Sal, is it? Okay.
Yes. So is'al and sal, yes. And this is sakin, there is no tashdeed on that. I remember once the sister asked me, and then I said I will check and tell you. So there is no tashdeed on that, sal, and there is only, it's schoon over there. So it's a brief summary of everything that we have discussed so far. So now, inshallah, I do believe that you must be confident enough to deal with the verbs. And now, inshallah, you will enjoy yourselves when we start book 3, and when we start, inshallah, the analysis of the Quran. It will be, inshallah, much easier for you to relate it and to be able to understand it. However, the verbs, they need a lot of practice, because we know that the verbs in every language change. In English, they change, in Urdu, in Arabic. But in Arabic, the variety is, there is like a huge variety of the verbs, as you can see over there. And we have different fi'l al-amr, we have different fi'l al-madi, we have different fi'l al-mudari, and there are different ways of making past and present and fi'l al-amr. But inshallah, now I'm sure you are used to it and you know about it. For example, you will see here, uktub, here it is uktub, here it is kul, here it is udda, here it is qif, here it is qul, here it is imshi, and here it is qi. So you see here, there are so many varieties of only fi'l al-amr. And there are many, inshallah, in the past. And then we will have to discuss about, don't forget about the derived forms of the verb. Do you remember them?
Yes, we had one chat and we were doing.
Yeah, inshallah, we will continue when we finish book 2. And
but we should keep on doing that, Ustad, in between, so that we don't forget that.
Of course, now, inshallah, we will continue with them, so that, because the reason why we stopped, because these weak verbs are not easy to handle with. So alhamdulillah, we spent some good time, and now I believe that we should be able to be able to understand them and practice them, and inshallah use them and understand them when we are learning the Quran in Arabic. Okay, is it enough, or do you want to start the next lesson?
I think some people should raise hands so that the majority goes.
Yeah, we have this is a small lesson. If you want, I sent you the handouts. I don't know if you were able to have a look.
Those who want to continue can raise the hand, and those who don't want cannot raise the hand. Then it will become clear who wants.
Yeah, Irfan is not here. Otherwise, he could have told that's it. He's on vacation. He's gone to Pakistan. So I don't know. Hassan is here, and
out of
sister. Okay, brother Hassan is there. Sister Urul is there. And what about you, Sister Alicia?
Yes, I gave a thumbs up. I don't know. Again,
okay, yeah, there are many thumbs up. So I think we can begin. This is very easy now, inshallah. Is it possible for you to do it or you want me to do it?
You will read, Ustad.
You will try this?
Okay.
It is about the dual, okay? Dual we have already practiced. You should be
Okay.
able to do it now.
درس الثلاثون يقف بالباب فتيان المدرس
Okay, يقف بالباب فتيان. Two boys are standing by the door. Okay, you see here again ba harf jar ba bilbabi.
Okay.
Basically it means indal babi. So we can say indal babi or we can say bilbabi. It's the same meaning, by the door. Fatayani is the dual of fatan.
Two boys.
Yeah, fatan means one boy, and fatan we know that it has alif maqsura.
Yeah.
Fatan. And then we have fatayani, two boys. And what is the plural? Do you remember the plural?
Fatyani. Fityanun.
Fityatun.
Yeah, fityatun. Yeah, with tamarbuta, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, this is the only time which are the boys, but it comes with the
tamarbuta. Yes, fityatun. Yes. Okay, al-mudarrisu.
Al-mudarrisu udkhula man antuma. So who of you
just entered in, is it?
Yeah, get in. Both of you get in. Yes.
Udkhula. So both of you get in, is it? Man
yeah, because it's about the dual. Please remember that this is about the use of dual. Okay.
Okay.
Udkhula, you both get in. Man antuma, who are you, or who are both of you?
Okay.
Okay.
Ahaduhuma nahnu talibani jadidani. We both are new students.
Excellent. Ahaduhuma, one of them.
One of them answered.
He says nahnu talibani jadidani. We both are new students. And now you can see here that for the dual also we have to use nahnu. Like in English, one person says I, and if there are two people, they will say we. Similarly in Arabic, if you talk about yourself, you will say ana talibun. If we talk about ourselves, like all of us, we will say nahnu tullabin or tullabun. And if we have two, they will also say nahnu talibani jadidani. Both of us are new students. Okay.
Al-mudarrisu marhaban bikuma min aina antuma.
Yes.
So welcome both of you. Min aina antuma. From where are you both?
Yeah, where are you from? Yeah, where
are you from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marhaban bikuma, welcome to both of you. Min aina antuma, where are you from?
Huwa nahnu minasini. We are from China.
Yeah, huwa mean he says nahnu minasini, we are from China. Okay.
Al-mudarrisu mata wasaltuma ila al-madinati al-munawwara. So when did you arrive towards Madinah al-Munawwara?
Excellent.
Huwa wasalna amsi. We both arrived the day before.
Yesterday. We arrived yesterday. We arrived yesterday. Okay.
Day before is yesterday only, no sir?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Al-mudarrisu atau amana antuma. What is that? Atau
amani antuma.
What is that? Atau amani.
Are you twins? Twins. Yeah.
Okay. Atau amani antuma. This is Hamzatul Istifham.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Atau amani. The first time I'm hearing this. Atau amani antuma. Okay.
Are you
both twins?
Okay. And also please remember one thing, please, I need to clarify here. You know that ani is the sound of dual. Ani, you remember that?
Ani,
any. Excellent. However, how do we know that this is a verb or a noun? A verb must have ya or ta before it. A verb always has, when we have yaktubani or taktubani, it will have ya or ta before it. If we don't have ya or ta before it, that means it's a noun. For example, kitabani, talibani, tawamani. So as you can see here, atawamani antuma, are you both twins?
So what is the original word here, Ruth? I don't get it. So what is that?
This is a noun, yani it's a noun. A noun can have.
It starts with ta, right?
Ta,
so
Yes,
Yeah,
it starts with ta. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
because
this is-
usually
but-
verbs usually start with ta, but this is
Yeah.
again, it's a noun which is starting with ta. So that leads to the confusion, is it?
Exactly, that's right. You
Okay.
see, subhanallah, look at the beauty of the Arabic
Okay.
language.
That's what I was wondering. Still, I was
Okay.
not. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Huwa
1, 2, 3,
nam.
4, 5, 6. Okay, yes.
Okay, Naam. Wakaifa arafta zalika ya Ustad? How do you know Naam? Yes. Wakaifa arafta? How did you come to know, oh, Ustad, about
Yeah.
that? Yeah, Ustad.
وكيف عرفت ذلك يا أستاذ? How did you come to know about that, oh teacher? Yes.
المدرس عرفت من الشبه الذي بينكما. So the similarity between you both, I came to know about.
I came to know because of the similarity between both of you. Yes.
ما أسماؤكما.
أسماؤكما.
Yeah, أسماؤكما. What are both of your names?
Yes,
What are
sister,
your
can you please ask someone else to
Yes, Hurul will do it.
Yeah, okay. Anyone, yeah. ما أسماؤكما, what are your names? Yes.
هو اسمي الحسن. My name is Hassan. وأخي اسمه الحسين. My brother name is Hussein.
Yeah, and if you say وأخسمه, because we know that the word ism, the hamza is hamzatul wasl, right? So we have to connect it with the word that is mutaharrik. So it will be وأخسمه الحسين. And my brother's name is Hussein.
Okay.
Yes, المدرس.
المدرس لكما إخوة وأخوات. Do you have brothers and sisters?
Do you have brothers and sisters? And you remember that when you talk about the blood relatives, we use the preposition of la.
Lam.
Yeah, lam. Okay, we don't say عندكما إخوة وأخوات. That will be wrong. In Amiya, they use it. عندك أطفال. Do you have kids? And they say in the
But with Allah we use it, right? With Allah you say in the Lahi, something like that.
Yeah, in the
Ustad?
whatever is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what will remain. However, when we talk about the family members or when we talk
We
about
should
the
use
kids,
lam.
then we use la.
Lam of belonging. It's called as lam of
Lam tamlik. Yeah, lam of belonging. Okay. Al-Hasanu.
الحسن. نعم. لنا أخواني وأختاني. We have أخواني 2 brothers وأختاني 2 sisters.
Excellent.
أما الأخواني أما
أخواني. As for the brothers.
As for brothers فيعملان في مكتب خطوط جوية. فيعملان.
As for the brothers, they work in the airlines office.
Okay. خطوط جوية is
cargo office, Ustad.
Yeah, مكتب office. خطوط lines جوية air. So في
cargo.
مكتب خطوط جوية in the airlines office or in the office of airlines.
وقد درس في معهد لغتي هذا قبل سنوات.
And they studied, or they
And indeed,
both of them studied
in the
Mahad al-Lughati, in the Institute of the Language. This one, قبل سنوات, years ago. Yeah, قبل سنوات, years ago. Yeah. So قد حرف التحقيق, which is used for emphasis, and also it means indeed, and it is used with the past. For example, قد قامت الصلاة, the prayer has been established. So وقد درسا في معهد اللغة, and indeed they both studied in the language, in the Institute of the Language. معهد اللغة هذا, in this Institute of the Language, قبل سنوات, years ago. وأما الأختان, yes, and as for the sisters, فتدرسان في المدرسة الثانوية, they both study in intermediate school, in the middle school or the secondary school. كانت لنا أختان أخريان ماتتا في الصغر. We had 2 more sisters who died in their childhood. Kanat, you know that it is used for kana for the masculine, kanat for the feminine. Lana for us, yani we had ukhtani, two sisters, ukhtani, sisters, ukhrayani, other. Yani two other sisters. Matata, mata, mata, matu, matat, matata, right? They both died physically in their childhood. We had two other sisters who died in their childhood.
Early childhood.
Yes.
المدرس في أي كلية تريدان أن تدرس بعد دراسة اللغة العربية? In which college do you want to study after this?
After studying in the language,
Studying
in the Arabic language. Yeah.
Arabic language.
Excellent. So it was tadrusani, as you know, tadrusani, and because of an, the noon has been dropped. Excellent. So في أي كلية تريدان أن تدرس بعد دراسة اللغة العربية? After studying the language, in which faculty or in which college do you want to study? Okay, dirasa, do you know? Dirasa is what kind of noun is this? This is masdar, masdar. Darasa yadrusu dirasatan.
Dirasatan.
To study or studying, okay? Al-Husaynu, yes.
أريد أن أدرس بكلية شريعة. I want to study in language of Sharia.
Yeah, in the faculty of Sharia.
Faculty of Sharia. أما الحسن فيريد أن يدرس بكلية القرآن الكريم. As for Hassan, he wants to study in the faculty of Quran.
Quran, excellent. Al-Mudarris, وفقكم الله. May Allah give success to both of you. Okay. وفق يوفق توفيقا. That means to grant, like tawfiq, to do something. Yeah. So may Allah give you success, or may Allah give success to both of you. So this is also used a lot in Arabic language. Waffaqakum Allah. It is like when you give dua to someone, then may Allah give you success.
And the maf'ul bihi is in between.
Yeah, so may you both succeed with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
May Allah succeed you both.
Yeah, may Allah succeed you both. Okay. Al-Husaynu.
الحسين نريد أن نذهب إلى المراقب. We want to go to المراقب.
Muraqib is the guardian. Yeah, we want to go to the guardian. Raqaba yuraqibu, and then fi'l al-amr will be, ism al-fa'il will be muraqib. Muraqib is also used for invigilator, like the one who is like taking care of the students during the exam. So we also call that muraqib, and also the guardian is also called muraqib, like the one who takes care of the affairs of the students. Nuridu an nadhhaba ila al-muraqibi, we want to go to the guardian. Al-mudarrisu, yes, la tadhhaba, it was la tadhhabani, you know that, and the noon has been dropped because of
Islamun
yeah, don't go ilayhi, towards him. Al-ana, now, فَإِنَّهُ مَشْغُولٌ, because he is busy.
Right now busy.
Yeah, so he's busy now. So don't go to him because he's busy now. فَإِنَّهُ, because he is busy now. يُمْكِنُكُمَا, it is possible for both of you, أَن تَذْهَبَا, to go ilayhi, towards him, بَعْدَ إِنْتِهَاءِ الْحِصَّةِ, after the end of the class or after the end of the period. So it's possible for both of you to go to him after the class or after the period. اذهبا الآن, اذهبا, you both go الآن now إلى المكتبة, towards the library. وخذا, and you both take الكتب, the books المقررة, prescribed. So you both go to the library and take your prescribed books, the books that have been prescribed by the university or by the college. Now you see here it is khudha, but when you connect it, it will be khudal. Yeah, khudal kutub al muqarrara. you both take your prescribed books. How would I know that if I'm using it for the dual or for the single? Because I'm saying khudal.
Huda because of
That alif al-ithnain is there, no, Ustad?
But when I'm speaking, would you know that alif is there over there when I'm speaking to you? When we say khud, we use it for one person. Yeah?
It comes with the this thing, sukoon, right?
It is schoon, but when we connect it, we will connect it with kasra.
Yeah. Khuzil.
خذ الكتاب بقوة يا زكريا خذ الكتاب بقوة. Yeah. So when it is for the singular, please remember that we will have kasra over there. When it is for the dual,
It will have
then
a
we
fatha.
have fatha, and when it is for the plural, it will be khudhu.
It will be dhamma.
خذوه فغلوه ثم الجحيم صلوه. Yeah, so then it is dhamma. So now you see here that when it is for the singular, when you are making order to one person, it will be when you are connecting it with al, it will be khudil, and when it is for the dual, it will be khudal, and when it is for the plural, it will be khudul. See, so harakat, yani, they play a major role, and inshallah, that's what we are learning about, and that's how inshallah we will be able to understand Quran. I hope, inshallah, these lessons are helping you. We are almost done with book 2. Alhamdulillah, it has been a long journey. Many people joined, many people left. However, this is how it is, and inshallah, always pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for consistency, and also pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us steadfast to learn the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to teach it, so that we may be included among the people. خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلمه, among those who study Quran and teach it to the others. And don't forget, the ones who study come first. خيركم من تعلم القرآن. The learners come first, and then the second. So it's highly encouraged to learn and then teach. All right. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام. شكرا أستاذي.
عفوا. بارك الله.